All right, we are live. Yo, 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 what is good, YouTube? What is good, gamers? This is your boy Lincoln Clay coming back at you with another live one. Do me a favor and hit that like button. Help spread my content to a wider audience. I would appreciate that. And please hit the bell icon so you can stay notified when I put out new content. I would appreciate that as well. I gained a couple new subscribers this week. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. And thanks to the rest of my subscribers for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Excuse me. Just got done working out, eating, trying to multitask, so I'm a little gassed right now. And so let me see here. Before we get into these topics, I almost forgot. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time. I have confirmed that I will have a guest on the show tomorrow. And so I just had to dot the I's, cross the T's, get with them. So we pretty much got a concrete time set up. So look for us at 8:30 tomorrow Eastern time. So it's going to be a good show, so you don't want to miss it. And so also the chat room, the comment section is open. So if you want to chime in on any of the subjects or the subject, feel free. I see the comment, I will answer. So with that being said, let's get ready to get into this topic. Now, today's topics, I'm sure a lot of you are probably familiar with it. It has been all over YouTube. It's like wildfire, be it good or bad. And I struggled with whether or not this was even worth my time doing a podcast on it. These so-called milestones, that a company has just revealed, that is not newsworthy to me, because I told you so. And that would be that, and that is the topic today, is Microsoft, I guess, according to them, sold 2 million on Sea of Thieves. So let me see here. If let me see if I can share my screen with you for a second here. First, let me do this. Come back this way. See if it'll let me share my screen. So let me go this way. Okay. So this is coming from the Xbox Wire. Thank you for supporting our Sea of Thieves voyage. As the sun sets on week 1, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, whatever. Right here where I have my cursor at, this is what I want to get to. And so I'll read this for you real quick. The worldwide excitement for Sea of Thieves has made it the fastest selling first-party new IP of this generation. Having witnessed more than 1 million players on launch day, our community continues to grow and now has more than 2 million players. Alongside this, Sea of Thieves is already the best-selling Microsoft Studios first-party title on Windows 10. In addition to its social gameplay that brings people together to create memories and make new friends, one that makes Sea of Thieves so special is how much fun it is to stream and watch others. More than 100,000 players have streamed Sea of Thieves since launch, resulting in more than 10 million hours watched in the last week. Thank you to all the content creators and community who have streamed Sea of Thieves and entertained viewers with their creativity and sense of fun as it jumped into the #1 slot on Twitch and Mixer several times this past week. We've also been blown away by how the game has brought players together. More than 500,000 new Xbox Live friendships have been forged to date, and over 400,000 players have joined an Xbox club to find pirates to share stories with. Oh, boy. You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be fucking kidding me. So, let me see here. First of all, something that wasn't mentioned in this article that I heard um, in other YouTubes quoting other articles is that uh, they are saying that they had 2 million unique players. What in the fuck is a unique player? Well, a unique player is someone who plays Sea of Thieves at 3 in the morning, wearing an eye patch and a parrot on their shoulder with corn on the cob shoved up their ass with a hot branding iron brand to their asses. What the fuck is a unique player? I mean, give me a fucking break. They killing me with this shit. You know, and it's, first of all, let's even though it doesn't say it, because this is coming from Microsoft themselves. 2 million sales is one of the things that I've been hearing flying around. And what the hell is 2 million sales? I mean, hold on. Let me close this and get back to where I was at. Okay. What the hell is 2 million sales? I mean, this game was #1 in the UK, with a paltry 22,000 units sold. I highly doubt that it did, 1.8 million here in the US. Not through retailers and not through the Xbox store. Maybe through Game Pass. And if they got, let's say they did 1.5 million from Game Pass, I do not consider that a sale, because that is a service, not the sale of a game. This is Game Pass, not Sea of Thieves Pass. And for those knuckleheads that want to throw that stat out there and say they sold 2 million, let me put it to you this way. If you're going to say the Sea of Thieves sold 2 million, and we know it was due largely because of Game Pass, then you have to say that all the other games on Game Pass sold 2 million too, because it's all under the same umbrella. If I create a game and this is some straight up trash, and the game launches on Game Pass, just for the simple fact that it was launched on Game Pass, you have to say that the game sold 2 million, because it's probably, saying that there's 2 million subscribers out there on Game Pass. You have to say that my game sold 2 million units, because 2 million people have access to my game, along with the other 100 something games that are out there. You see how ridiculous that sounds? Anything, I do not count Game Pass as a sale, because this is, again, these are all games that are under the same umbrella. Um, oh my God, I just, you know, I knew Microsoft was going to do this shit with this 500,000 friends made, due to Sea of Thieves. There are 35 million Xboxes out there. There are 80 million PlayStations out there. I'd imagine hundreds of thousands of friends get made every day across both of those platforms. I doubt Sea of Thieves had an impact on this pointless stat that they're dropping. On any given day, 500,000 friends probably would have been made anyway. You know, if you want me to get a little more detailed than that, not to mention people who probably have 2 and 3 Xbox Live memberships. I've done it before. I've had 3 or 4 different names and sent friend requests to everybody on my friends list. So now they're friends with 3 of me. So 400,000,000, 400,000, whatever. Um, no, they said 500,000. 500,000 new friendships made on Xbox Live does not mean shit. In addition to the factors that I just threw at you about multiple Xbox Live memberships, not to mention, the Windows Play Anywhere makes some of those games cross-play with the PC. So 500,000 friendships being credited to Sea of Thieves is ridiculous. And then to throw some other numbers out there, I've also heard that this game went from having like 198,000 viewers on on Twitch, to 20,000. That's saying something right there. They can throw all these stats out there that they want. The bottom line is this shit means to me is because of Game Pass, several people probably had a look. They probably took a look at this game, played it for a couple hours, got bored with it, wasn't interested in it, whatever you want to call it, and then they were done with it. Microsoft just absolutely kills me. You know, throwing these stupid ass stats out there. These meaningless stats. They did the shit with the Xbox One X. The console hadn't even released yet, and they said it was the fastest selling console in their history. They based that off of pre-orders. How the fuck can you call a pre-order a sale? The sale has not been finalized until you have been paid in full. A pre-order is a down payment. Now, how the fuck do you consider a down payment a sale? It's fastest selling console in their history. That they didn't give you any numbers. And that's the funny part about this shit. No matter what kind of shit Microsoft brags about, they don't ever give you any numbers. You got 2 million unique players and you shooting your mouth off about it. You should have some kind of sales to reflect that. Well, why ain't you showing this shit? You know, 2 million unique players and they call that a fucking sale. You got to be kidding me. Well, Microsoft is like turned into one of them damn infomercial companies. They come on at 3 in the morning selling a goddamn cubic zirconia, and making it seem like you getting the finest diamond money can buy. They giving you some goddamn pig feet and acting like you getting caviar. Crazy part about it um is these mindless ass Xbox, still use that as ammunition. Yo, 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 what's up, sick? I had to get to my page so I could see these comments. I thought I would have been able to see your comments through the Google Hangouts, but it didn't show up. So, um, it does show that I have a viewer, so I assume that's you. Um, in this subject, a lot of people have covered this shit. including sick humor. Um, Zaire's next gen 720. A lot of people have covered this. I really did not want to get into this, but I did it because I told you so. I knew they were going to do this shit. We had 2 million unique players that jumped in the water and took a cup of the water back to their ships with them. We had 3 million pig chasers out there. I mean, what the fuck is they doing? I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. Like I said, they become that infomercial company selling you bullshit in the middle of the night and making you think you get a premium product. They starting to remind me of that damn dude that used to sell that OxyClean shit at 3 in the morning. OxyClean is the all-in-one cleaner. You can use it to remove the brake dust off of your car, and then you can brush your teeth with it. What the fuck? I mean, this company is a damn joke. Um, I mean, this shit is gonna die in a couple of days, but it's going to come back because once they're ready to roll out the first DLC for Sea of Thieves, they are going to start the hype train all over again. And once again, they will throw this silly ass stat out there that you know 1.5 million people was thrown in the brig. Stupid ass useless stats. You know, um, over on the so this is what been going on over on the Sony side, going all the way back to the beginning of the year. You've gotten a couple of exclusives out of them. You got Shadow of the Colossus. Um, we just got MLB The Show. We know Yakuza 6 is coming up. God of War. We beaten that drum 1,000 times, but you get the drift. They getting games over here. Over on the Microsoft side, you've gotten one game, a bunch of rumors, a bunch of leaks, a bunch of useless ass Sea of Thieves stats. These mindless Xbox over there acting like they getting a worldwide experience over there. I said it 1,000 times before, and I say it again to use Eddie Murphy, as an example. If your ass is starving for something and you get thrown a cracker, you're gonna lose your damn mind. Damn, that's the best cracker I ever ate. That was a saltine, was it? Can I have another, please? Can I have another, please? Just, I mean, that philosophy that I used about a radio playing a bullshit song 16 times a day. After you hear that shit for about a week, you start to brainwash yourself into believing that you actually like the song. It's not until the hype wears off and you don't hear that song on the radio anymore that you stop and look at it, and look back at it, and realize how stupid you was to get sucked into that shit. The um the hype train is going to start again when State of Decay 2 comes out. Just had my first buffer. All right. Anyway, the hype train is going to start all over again when State of Decay 2 comes out. I expect this to be somewhat of a lackluster game based on what I've saw. I do not feel that this is a true game, a true zombie game in the true essence of a zombie game. Uh, I've said it before. I felt like a zombie game is a game where you're on defense and kind of running for your life, versus what I saw on State of Decay 2, where people were going looking for zombies, is because it looks so scarce out there. But they are going to start the hype train all over again and talk about how many hours was played on State of Decay 2, how many people came together and killed one zombie. This dead zombie caught 14 crowbars to the head in 3 seconds. Stupid shit. I mean, my goodness. I don't even think, movie studios are this bad. They put a movie out there. They put a movie out there that they know is going to be trash. They got to hype it up. I get that part. But once the movie comes out and everybody agrees that the movie was trash, you don't hear them saying shit about it anymore. You don't hear a movie theater talking about there was you know, 48 million buckets of popcorn bought at the studio, at the movie theater. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. Um, I'm in agreement with King Thrash. I'm ready for them to go. Just I hope that when Google gets this shit up and running, I hope they launch a full blown console instead of some kind of Steam machine. I hope they have their own exclusive content, and I hope they have plenty of it because we need to go ahead and run Microsoft out of here. They got to go. Microsoft is selling people paper plates and act like they selling people China. It's they a joke. 400,000 people joining some kind of fucking forum or whatever so they can share their pirate stories. Get out of here. I never heard of a game doing some shit like that. I mean, I'm not even sure if any game from what I'm guessing might do that kind of shit where people, um, countless numbers of people are joining forums to share their stories. Maybe Destiny, maybe they did it in the beginning, but this garbage ass game talking about people did this shit within 72 hours or whatever when the game launched. That they went to forums so they could share their pirate stories. Hey, I caught a pig. I'm so glad I did not try this game. I knew I wasn't going to buy it. Look like bullshit. Look like indie bullshit. I think anybody who paid the $60 for this game is a fool. I mean, if you're gonna be that stupid to pay $60 for the game, at least buy it digitally so you can share it with somebody. Then when you look at it that way, the split between the both of you, the game costs $20. Maybe it won't sting so bad. And then I guess maybe we should reserve our next set of reviews for the DLC at E3. Wait till E3. Wait till E3. Microsoft is when I'm at work, the one thing that makes my day go slow is when a song I do not like gets stuck in my head and I cannot get it out. And anything that I might look at the job, a picture on a wall, anything that triggers that bad song, it might get stuck in there for about 15 minutes before I get it out. Microsoft is starting to become that company to me. Every time I turn on YouTube, it's something Xbox, it's something Microsoft, it's something Sea of Thieves. Um, as far as the Sea of Thieves, this thing going away, sure it's gonna die. Sure it's gonna die, but Microsoft gonna bring it back to life, when the DLC comes out. My big question is Microsoft dumb enough to try to put the first DLC out there right around the time that God of War launches? Um, Being that they got Game Pass out there and people only paying $10 for it, I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft tries that just so they could try to overshadow the launch of God of War and try to say they had 2 million active users. Well, no shit, you got 2 million subscribers. Until they cancel their memberships, they are active users. And even though Game Pass does not, in my opinion, does not deserve to flourish, it probably will, at least within the Xbox community, because that's one thing for certain. Their loyal fans are so mindless. Like I said, that you could give them a yellow napkin and tell them it's a slice of American cheese, and they'll still eat that shit. We still think it's the most delicious thing they ever ate. So I don't know. I guess at this point, as long as there's mindless Xbox out there, Microsoft at the very least will, at least the Xbox division will stay afloat. The general belief is that they don't receive funding the way they did from the Microsoft Corporation, the way they used to, and that's why they resort to games pass and shit like that to try to, you know, f- for the Xbox brand to try to stand on its own 2 feet. Either way, I'd wish they get on their own 2 feet and just go ahead and get the hell on out of here. I mean, I said it before. I don't even play my Xbox. I use that shit to watch YouTube. I don't even add a buffer there. Um, like I said, I don't even play my Xbox. I just use that shit to watch YouTube and the ESPN app. So that's about all it's good for. Um, Believe me, if my Xbox was out in the living room, center stage with my PS4, that Xbox would never get turned on. That's why I separated them like that, so I would get some kind of use out of it, even if I'm just watching YouTube. My PlayStation Pro is center stage in the living room on my big 65-inch TV. Now I have a 55-inch TV in the bedroom. That's still not bad, and given how small my apartment is, that 55-inch looks like a 60 in the bedroom. In any case, I put my Xbox in there so I would have a reason to use this shit. I believe even if I had an Xbox One X and it was out in the living room, center stage with my PlayStation Pro, it would still never get turned on. Matter of fact, to case in point, I said it before. I bought my son an Xbox One X, and all he plays on it is Roblox. And the only reason why he plays Roblox on his Xbox One X at home is because he does not have a PC to play the game on. He'd rather play Roblox on the PC versus the Xbox because there are, text chats are allowed on the PC version of Roblox. So when he comes over here, his Xbox One X is in a backpack. He doesn't even open the bag. It sits on the couch the whole weekend, and he sits at my computer and plays Roblox on my PC. So I could tell you without blinking an eye, If I had an Xbox One X in this living room, it would not get used. A matter of fact, if I'm thinking if I bought a Xbox One X, I would be suffering from buyer's remorse because I would be telling myself that I'm not getting any use out of this console. I need to go ahead and sell it, but it would make me sick to my stomach that I paid $500 for the console. I'd have to put it on Craigslist for about 400 or something like that to try to, to try to get rid of it, which means I would have to take a loss. So this this is a fraud ass company um pushing out a fraud ass product, few and far in between. So yeah, it's gonna happen again. Like I said before, they're gonna start the hype train up when they release the DLC for Sea of Thieves. Um, I am going to do my best to be done with this shit. Just like other YouTubers have said, I'm going to try my best to be done with this damn subject. Um, already said it. Already had my opinion a long time ago that the game was trash. And if it wasn't for Microsoft putting them stupid ass stats out there, I wouldn't even be having this podcast right now. But I knew they were going to do that shit. I called it. I've seen them do that shit for years. Before they stopped releasing numbers on their sales, they would always use that year over year shit. Xbox sold, 118% year over year and stuff like that, using all that, you know, stupid ass corporate shit. So you hearing it from me. When they start the hype train up again and they act like, this DLC that they're going to give you, it'll probably be like, two extra fucking coconuts on a tree and shit like that. And they're going to act like they're going to give you a whole AAA experience. When that shit happens and they start hyping it up, remember, I told you so. Don't look for me to put out a live stream on it because I want to be done with the shit and wash my hands with it. But let me see. It is almost 10 o'clock. I've got to get to bed pretty soon. I got to be at work at 6. And because of the day that I've had, I took a long ass nap, went to the gym. I'm eating now. Now I need time to go get some MLB the show in. And so, and speaking of games, I said it before, even though the game's been out for a while, I'm leaning towards going ahead and still doing a GT Sport review. Um don't expect, a whole bunch of technical shit about me talking about how you can tune your cars and stuff like that. I don't really get that deep into games, racing games like that. I used to. I used to get so deep into them to the point where I was used to be, setting shit on the transmissions, set the shift points and shit. I'm not that deep into them anymore, but I still do I still think they paid attention to a lot of detail in this game. And I think if I decide to do a review on it, I will most likely do it Friday evening and it'll probably be uploaded Saturday morning. Um, so that's where I stand on that. So no promises, but right now I say, 70-30 that yes, I will go ahead and do a review on it, even though this game's been out for a while. I should have done it day one, but when I got the game, I was just too caught up playing it. I was just having too much fun. So so in closing, remember, I have a guest coming on tomorrow. Look for me at about 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. In this, ironically, my guest, the Xbox is his preferred platform. So that will make for a very good podcast. So I will keep it a surprise. Just make sure you tune in tomorrow at 8:30. And I think that's going to do it for me. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. So I go ahead and jump on MLB the show and and unwind before I go to bed. So I will talk to you people tomorrow. You have a good night. This is your boy Lincoln Clay, and I'm out of here.